Welcome, everybody, to the Shoot Brothers podcast, the only wrestling podcast on the internet in the history. I think the only time two men have sat down and talked wrestling, really. But we are the Shoot Brothers. I am Mike the Shoot Shepherd, joined as always by Cameron Brother Osborne.
I'm here. If nothing else, we're the only two. I think we might be the only two people named Cameron and Mike who have a podcast about wrestling.
And you know what's funny?
That might be possible.
And it's like, it all has to do with production. You shorten your name, you're Cam. That's a camera. You shorten my name, I'm Mike. That's a microphone. We are on the production side of the things here.
Cam and Mike on the Cams and Mikes.
See?
It's perfect. It's perfect, folks. Mike, we got a great show coming up. You know what? SmackDown has moved.
Yes,
SmackDown's like that buddy you had who lived like 2 doors down, but now he's moved to another town, and it's bittersweet. And you don't know. Are you going to stay in touch with them? You don't know that. Were you good enough friends that you're actually going to try to keep this strong bond?
Or was it more of a convenience thing? He was my neighbor.
Exactly. He just happened to be there. The USA Network just happens to be on my television.
He was more of a weed dealer than a friend, I'd say. It was.
You might not get Fox Sports wherever you are. I don't know where you are. You might not get it.
You might not.
How does cable work down there? I have no fucking idea.
Yeah, SmackDown Live though. Friday nights. We've
moved over to Friday night, folks. We're still trying to figure out how
our show is changing as well.
We're still trying to figure out what the hell our show is. But of course, coming up on this, coming in the next couple hours, we have our NXT. Or I guess this is our full NXT show. Also, as opposed, we were kind of cutting hours in the previous weeks. We have NXT. Of course, SmackDown has moved over to a new home. We've got a tweet of the week, and we have Hell in a Cell, which just happened just moments ago.
Major event, lots of stuff to talk about.
Lots of stuff to talk about with Hell in a Cell. But before we even get into any of these show breakdowns, we've got some news. So let's take a little trip around the ring. Around the ring, 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 around the ring. Just one small piece of news here. It counts. So AEW. It's not the size. It's not the size of the news. It's how you report it.
So AEW's, the new hot brand.
I've heard their name chanted before. Yeah, tell me about them.
Yeah. So not only is Wednesday Night Dynamite their premiere show, they have announced that they will have another new show called AEW Dark, which will air on YouTube. So that's free for anyone to watch, and it's basically the matches that you don't see during Dynamite, the dark matches. They're actually taping them.
No shit.
Them on YouTube. Yeah, so like this past week, what we didn't see on TV, there was like a Jurassic Express match, SCU, stuff like that. So
okay,
that's I'm not saying we're going to cover that on the show because it's more like a main event type thing, I guess. They're just taping extra matches.
But it's more wrestling to watch.
It's AEW, it's content, You might see the guys like the Darby Allins in there one week if you miss them, things like that.
And
maybe they even put some big names, Maybe Cody and them will fight on these dark shows sometime.
It could be, right? Or, in a way to sort of building somebody up.
Yeah.
That's a great opportunity to do that, right? Sean Spears can suddenly get some W's.
That's true. Yeah, they did say that these will count towards the win-loss record.
Oh, okay. So that was going to be my next question.
Well, this is continuity here. It's
kayfabe?
It's kayfabe.
As long as we're keeping it kayfabe here on the show, Mike, you know how strongly I feel.
We are the kayfabe brothers.
We are the kayfabe brothers. We are, Mike and I are really brothers. We forgot to tell you that. Our mom, we had the same mom.
Different dad,
same mom. That's going to come up later. Just remember that.
But folks. We're twins, though. It's still
somehow. We're somehow. This is all going to come up in about 5 years. We'll settle it once and for all. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. That's a lot of great news about AEW. They're also, just while we're on that subject, I haven't heard anything lately, but Being the Elite episodes are still coming out.
Yes, and also the ratings came out, and it was a huge success for Dynamite. They had like 1.4, 1.5 million. So they beat out NXT in the first week, which makes sense though, because there
and
was
1.5. I feel like that's slightly lower than your normal, than an average SmackDown. I feel like 1.5 is maybe like a low end of Raw or SmackDown on the USA Network.
Yeah, well, yeah. For example, this week's SmackDown, it was a debut, so it was special. It got like 4 million something, but normally it's probably like 2.5 for SmackDown. I think Raw gets a bit more just based on its.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not now that it's on Fox, but we'll see.
Yeah, on Balor.
But either way, big success for AEW. NXT dropped a little bit that week, down to like 900,000 or something. So.
That's great.
Some of that could be the I don't know the word, the curiosity of what the new show looks like.
Yeah, exactly, of what the new thing will hold. Did hear that the match we're getting next week, Hangman Page is in a bit of trouble right now.
And he's picking up a couple L's.
Well, not only the L's that he's been picking up, on being the Elite, he was being criticized for not running in at the end there for the save. Cody ran in, even Dustin ran in.
MJF.
MJF was MJF was there, and so now being the Elite, everyone comes back to the locker room, and Hangman Page just kind of like drying his hair off, and they're like, "Where the fuck were you?" And he's just like, "What do you mean? I was in my locker room."
Taking a shower, bro.
But here's what he said. He's like, "Oh guys, I was in my locker room. Sorry, I'm not in your fancy executive vice president locker room. I was over here."
Oh. A little tension there.
But then Dustin sat him down and was like, "I was in the same locker room you were, and I came out for those boys."
Yeah.
He's like, "Okay, you're right. So I think we are getting those two in a 4-man tag. I think we'll have Dustin and Hangman Page against someone else. So, but I think Hangman Page does not appreciate the fact that he is in the Elite, but he's not being treated like he's in the Elite.
Yeah, no, he doesn't seem like he's quite in the same tight knit group as Omega and the Bucks and Cody and.
It is a good episode to watch, though. You can watch Jon Moxley climbing through like underneath the stands because he's like climbing underneath it so he can get to his spot where he's gonna jump out and attack Kenny. So that's pretty fun. That was kind of fun.
While we're on AEW,
we keep talking about AEW. Let's just make an AEW show.
I don't know.
That's what the people want.
A funny thing I saw. I think it was at like a Comic-Con or something. Chris Jericho was there doing a panel. Mm-hmm. And then this guy comes out of the crowd dressed up like Chris Jericho, and he starts like saying like, "Oh yeah, you're my biggest fan, and I just want to say, it's like you'll never be as good as me." And he like takes off his costume, and it's MJF. It was great. He worked everyone.
He worked.
So I think like because he was wearing like he had like the hat on, like you couldn't see his face, you couldn't tell who it was. Mm-hmm. It was funny. But there you go. That's all for AEW this week. Or at least for the non-AEW episode. So.
For the fact that we're not talking about AEW this episode, we sure are talking a lot about AEW.
It's a hot new product.
It's coming in hot. You know what? And I've been keeping my ear to the ground here, and whenever that show comes to Toronto or the Toronto area,
it's guaranteed that it will.
Guaranteed. Oh, of course it will. It's just a matter of time, and
yeah, I think we'll get a pay-per-view because.
Maybe just get one, It seems like maybe like a Rico Coliseum type thing.
I think they could fill the Scotiabank.
It does make you want. I'm sure they have their own market research, and shit like that. It does make you wonder, though. I mean, even when we were at that NXT show, there were a couple empty seats. Specifically between us and that guy who wouldn't shut the fuck up was an entire row of empty seats.
Yeah.
Remember that? Jabroni?
Oh, yeah, I remember that jabroni. There was another jabroni at the SummerSlam night, too. There's always jabronis looking for fights. They see the guys.
I forgot about that guy. I forgot about SummerSlam night guy.
Yeah, someone called his girlfriend fat.
Right, yeah.
And he was just trying to pick her. He was like, "Was it you?" It's like, "No, it wasn't me. It was that guy." Like, "Oh." Anyways.
Just waiting. Fingers crossed. Just waiting for that one. Yeah, and there's your Around the Ring news, which ended up being all about AEW. Way to go, guys. Let's keep moving on in the show, though. Like we said earlier, it's time to cover NXT. NXT is finally making its jump over to its full 2-hour USA Network.
Done.
Suits is done.
Suits is done. We're
isn't
done.
taking over that 10 to 11 time slot anymore. No, the USA Network is completely open of all the various law proceedings.
Yeah.
Whatever the hell that show is about. I think it's about law.
Something. I mean, if you're wearing a suit, you got to be up to something.
I mean, it's in the name. It's called Suits.
Yeah.
But that show is in the rear view. So we're now finally on to 2 hours of NXT a week. On the USA Network.
Yes.
Real exciting shit.
Yeah, they tried to stack this card. We got 3 championship matches. We have some returns, some debuts, some crazy shit. And they started right off with what I thought would be the main event. We got Adam Cole versus Matt Riddle for the NXT Championship. Yeah, the crowd was super hot. Split for both these guys. Everyone loves both these guys. How can you not? Yeah, Riddle, every time I see him, he's amazing. He's just fucking hitting all these combinations, doing his MMA big knee strikes. At one point, he ducks the last shot from Adam Cole. He gets the bro mission in the middle of the ring. But Cole finds his way out, and he hits a big strike to Riddle's face with he's got his arm cast on. So that's fucking a little dirty, but he hits him with the cast, and he follows with the last shot to pin Riddle and successfully defend his title. But I think Riddle, he'll be flirting with that championship belt again someday.
Yeah, he won't be too far. He won't be too far from that.
No, but after the match is when the big angle comes out, and the big angle happens because who comes out? Who makes the big return to NXT? But Finn Balor.
Finn Balor comes out. He's got his head shaved. He's got a buzz cut.
Got a buzz cut. He's got his leather jacket on. And he just comes out, basically said, "As of right now, Finn Balor is NXT." So
Finn Balor's
back. On the black and yellow.
Did you notice that hand tattoo he had also?
I think does it go like up his arm into his sleeve or something?
All I remember, and I looked for a photo afterwards. It's just him in his normal leather jacket, but you see like the jacket cuts off at the wrist. Yeah. And then a tattoo on the back of the hand, which is a bold place for somebody who doesn't have tattoos to begin with.
Yeah, like he was completely clear skinned.
So I guess we'll have to see. I don't know. I noticed that and was hoping somebody else noticed that.
I can't. Was he wearing pants? I can't recall.
I think he was wearing pants.
Was he wearing his tights with his jacket? I can't remember.
He was in not ready to wrestle attire.
Okay.
You know,
so he's not like Orton. Orton's always ready.
Randy Orton's always ready to go. Oh my god. I'm trying to think. What did Randy Orton wear on that Evolution reunion? If he was still wearing his trunks and a little fucking sweater vest.
Yeah, I can't remember now.
Imagine everybody else is in suits. Batista's in a suit. Triple H wearing like jeans and a t-shirt, and Randy Orton just shows up in his little tights,
little trunk and his hoodie.
Little trunk and hoodie.
Best hoodie.
Finn Balor's back on the brand where he saw the most success, certainly amongst the fans. I think the NXT indie type are still going nuts for this dude.
Yeah, he was the longest reigning NXT champion.
I'm excited for this move. I'm only excited for it just because I've never been a Finn Balor fan. So, but I am an NXT fan. So maybe by integrating him into something that I enjoy more. I don't know. Who knows? We are building up to War Games Part 3. Remember that.
Yeah. So
can Finn Balor flip? Can he do shit like that? Could he do like a moonsault off the hypothetically? Could he do a moonsault off the top of a cage?
Hypothetically, yeah, he's definitely a good enough athlete to do it.
I've never seen him do that. You know, I've never
Cody's
seen.
done a moonsault off a cage. So.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, Finn Balor doesn't seem like a flippy guy.
I want to see it, you know, because
I could see him doing he could do a coup de grace off the top of cage.
Oh, that would hurt, man. That'd hurt your ankles.
Yeah, but he could do it. Do it onto Otis. Get that nice big belly to soften the land.
Okay, well that's too much. We're not bringing heavy machinery back. Oh my god. Let's move on. Let's move on with the rest of the show because, like we said, War Games is coming up next month. And there is a new North American champion from a couple of weeks back. Roderick Strong is the champion, but Velveteen Dream still has his eyes on it.
Yes.
So he comes out with his usual gorgeous array of women surrounding him on a silk bed.
Yeah, my favorite.
Which, by the way, imagine pitching your own gimmick, and they're like, "Hey, what do you have the idea for?" And it's like, "Okay, so." light on me, women all over my body. And Triple H is just like, yeah, this is good. He pitched his own gimmick, and he just gets to be surrounded by beautiful women all the time. Velveteen Dream, you're my wrestler of the week.
Already?
No. Well, probably. He might be. I don't know.
But my favorite part, Dream says, he's talking about Roderick Strong and all the Undisputed Era coming, cheating, ganging up on him, and he says, don't worry, the Dream has never, ever complained about having to take on more than one man at a time.
Woo! I must have missed that. I must have missed that
sexual ambiguity of it all. He's surrounded by these gorgeous women. He does not give a fuck. Because he could have any man, any woman, he could have anybody he wants.
Anybody at any time. Mike, I really like how engaged you are with WWE's various LGBTQ storylines.
Oh yeah, no, I'm very inclusive.
You catch those, and Mike, I think that's one thing we do need to talk about on this show.
That was a pretty risky line, basically saying, "And I can get gangbanged by a bunch of men, no problem."
No problem. Oh yeah, I'm fine. 6.
He
7.
never ever complained about having to take on more than one man.
I think eventually I'd complain about having to take on too many men. I think eventually there'd be a point where, it's just too many men.
Many men.
Women's action now.
Yeah, so it ends up with a challenge for a rematch for the title.
Which we'll probably get at War Games.
Probably.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Then the woman, as you said, we get Io Shirai versus Mia Yim. I love everything about Io. This heel turn is awesome. Her new entrance, her costume, everything's perfect about her.
Her black garb.
Yeah, she just looks like a heel now, and the way she carries herself. And yeah, Mia's great. I like Mia as well, but she's not on Io's level. So Io, she gets the win after that awesome moonsault. She has such a low arc to her moonsault, just a big quick flip. But that was fun.
This was a great match. One that wasn't even advertised to have the hype the way that the other ones.
They just kind
of. I think maybe we'll see this one again. These two were pretty good for a television match.
Yeah, I always like when you can have more than just the women's title being featured because they got a great roster.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get another. I guess this one was a pretty quick match. We had Johnny Gargano versus Shane Thorne, and Gargano just gets the win with a super kick. That's all I remember.
No, I think there were some power bombs in there. But yeah.
I mean, there was some good stuff. I didn't specifically note anything, but Gargano, he's got built some steam, gets some wins. I don't know what's his. I guess we'll see. It's
crazy. This main event scene for the NXT title is one of the craziest things. I don't know. It's just it feels like there's 7 people right now going after this one belt, and I want to. And I want every single one of them to be champion.
No, Balor's up there. Riddle's up there.
I wonder if this is where we're building this War Games. Is this where we're going for War Games? It's a flat out Undisputed Era versus anybody who fucking wants it.
Winner take all.
Like a winner take. And then you divide it up. Who gets what?
Yeah.
You gets what in the middle. We're going to have Dream, Gargano, Finn Balor, others possibly.
Yeah, we need at least one more. Let's go.
Yeah, the women's matchup that we're getting at War Games, I do believe, is Shayna Baszler will be taking on Candice LeRae. So they had a little stare
they had
at
a
each
title
other.
match right here.
Yeah, exactly. A little something.
Yeah. So Shayna Baszler defending against Candice LeRae. Baszler traps Candice's hand in the stairs at one point and starts stomping on it. Candice hits a big flatliner to Shayna on the apron, followed up by 3 suicide dives in a row, and she nearly hit the guardrail each time. She was
jumping a little far there.
But she also hits a big swinging neck breaker off the middle rope, and then goes for a springboard moonsault, but Shayna avoids it, locks in the Kirifuda clutch, forcing Candice to tap out. So fuck you, Shayna. You better lose that belt at War Games. Or
another one.
Yeah.
This women's division, same thing. Yeah, who's gonna take this belt off Shayna Baszler? She has to be sitting on a lot of days with this belt right now.
Yeah, well, it would have been even longer, but she lost it for 30 days in between to Kairi Sane.
Yeah.
But yeah, either way, she's held the thing for a total of probably like, I don't know, almost 500 days or something.
Wow.
The long reign. I mean, we're ready for you to drop it, Shayna. We're ready.
And same thing, Candice LeRae's been knocking on the doorstep, but just before that, Candice and Io Shirai were doing their own thing. And Io has proved herself, she's putting on some incredible matches right now, too.
That's why, I thought maybe Candice would win it here, and then they could transition it to Io, but I don't know.
Who knows? Or just keep it on a face. Keep it on a face for a little bit, right? Come on, guys.
You need the big baby face, because the baby face has to conquer the evil fucking Shayna asshole. And then, Rhea Ripley, I thought was going to challenge Shayna as well. That would have been a good match.
Exactly, yeah. She's another woman who is kind of in that picture also.
So we'll see. I don't know. But the Goons, fucking Duke and Shafir, I feel like they're still not ready, so they're just... Maybe they're holding Shayna down because of them.
Yeah, but they're always there. You think they'd be fast-tracking these two to be like, no, we need you two to be good. Because we've got plans. We've got plans.
Yeah. Like, you guys have been here for like 2 years now. Ronda Rousey learned more than you in a week. But I don't know. Still a good match. Good women's match, just not the result I wanted.
Not the result you wanted. We do have some NXT UK type action.
I think they're part of NXT now.
Are they just part of normal NXT now? Okay.
I think they got... Well, it's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell. But anyways, Pete Dunne, Danny Burch.
Yeah.
Going for the win.
Yeah, Dunne gets the win. And then after the match, the lights shut out. And the Archer, Damian Priest, comes up. So that's a new guy to me. This guy.
Yeah, you know what? I got to see his face again and see if I remember... who he was. No, okay, yeah.
He attacked Pete Dunne, so I guess there's a little mini feud.
I think there's another name that I recognize him from, but I really don't remember. Sorry, you were saying?
Was there anything after this? Was it just the main event? Because I feel like
it was just the main event. Just
okay. I wasn't sure if I
No, you didn't. No, you didn't miss anything, Mike. Your notes have been diligently taken. Of course, folks, we're talking main event. We're talking, this might be the third week in a row, at least fourth time we've seen the match, but every time it's great. The Undisputed Era taking on the Street Profits for that NXT Tag Champ, or NXT Championship Tag
Team.
Rearrange those words and make it happen. Yeah, we've seen Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford at like three times a week for the last month and a half. And so Wale comes out to introduce these two. That's who that was.
That's who that was. Okay.
That's who that was, in case you were curious.
So he introed them, but then he didn't I thought he was going to rap them to the ring, sing their... I guess, does their song have words? I can't even think of their song.
I can't even think. Maybe it's not a Wale song. I don't know. But it's
anyway, he was there.
It's that's pretty sick to have someone walk you down to your fucking ring, you're a boxer or something.
Yeah. So it was a good tag match, but Undisputed Era, they get the win to retain their titles, and then Adam Cole comes out to celebrate with them. But then we get the big surprise return of Tommaso Ciampa. He comes out and he just kind of looks Cole up and down, and he's holding that title that he never lost. He had to relinquish due to injury. So he just kind of stares Cole in the face to end the show. So is Ciampa ready to compete?
Isn't this wild? Ciampa versus Cole is money. That's obvious. That's an obvious money match right there.
Yeah.
But Adam Cole and Finn Balor is also another obvious money match. These are two former Bullet Club members. Okay, the guy who founded the fucking Bullet Club versus, another one who his timing was never there with. But then at the same time, I feel like Matt Riddle and Finn Balor is also a money match just waiting to happen. This main event,
a lot of good shit. Yeah.
This main event series is whack. It's just crazy right now.
Yeah, we can just mix and match Ciampa and Riddle and Gargano.
Throw them all in together. Johnny Gargano still has, and I think Pete Dunne is still deserving of being in a top spot.
Yeah.
Just because he's, if he's not in a top spot, then then what's going on? We've moved him up from NXT UK.
Yeah, and I wonder what the status is with Ciampa. Do you think he's ready to take bumps, or do you think they just want to get him on TV, get him back in the eye? Because that was a pretty serious surgery.
I'd say he's...
They were talking over a year for him to come back. It's only been 6 months.
I'd say he's probably not. He's certainly not at 100% right now. But if you check out him on Instagram, he's often posting like his progress workout and things like that. And he's been rehabbing hard.
Right.
And strengthening the muscles there, and like his progress has certainly come a long way. And I think he will be ready soon.
Okay, that's good.
1,000.
Good to have him back. That was a nice return, nice ending for
100%. Yeah, that dude's so cool.
Yeah.
I feel like I want to hang out with Tommaso Ciampa. Whatever his real life name is, I don't care. I'll call him Tommaso. What do you think they like to be called?
I think they usually refer to each other by their wrestler names backstage.
But what about what does Becky Lynch call Seth Rollins?
She probably calls him his real name in private.
Yeah. I just wonder.
But like everyone backstage calls Undertaker Taker. No one calls him Mark. He'll kill you. He'll be killed.
He'll be killed.
And you don't call Vince if you're not that close with him yet.
What do you have to call him?
Mr. McMahon.
Mr. McMahon. I respect that though. Until an adult tells you to not call them Mr. or Mrs., you have to call them Mr. or Mrs. I think that's just
But no one. Everyone calls Triple H Hunter. No one calls him Paul.
Hunter.
Hey, Hunter. Like it feels like that's his real name. Just Hunter.
Hunter. What do you call him? Trips.
Even his kids call him Hunter.
You can call him Trips.
Yeah, Trips. Yeah.
Hey, Trips.
But that was your NXT, your mini takeover they had there.
Yeah, really. It felt. Yeah, there was enough good matches on there. It really did just kind of feel like
3 big title matches.
A mini pay-per-view.
On promos from Dream and the returns and What was the bigger surprise? Finn Balor and Ciampa or Jake Hager?
Yeah, I think. Well,
I know they're different.
Jake Hager was bigger, I thought, because everyone
less expected.
Yeah, because Tommaso Ciampa's gonna come back eventually.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna see him again. So when you do, you're just like, hell yeah, here we go. But then having some big Bellator fighter, however many hundreds of pounds, just roll in and beat the shit out of your favorite dudes, that's more exciting. I think that's more exciting.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Yeah. What about you? What was your return? What was your debut return of the week? New segment.
Well, whenever we can.
Debut of the week. Oh, we still have more show. We'll cover that one at the end.
Yeah, we'll get back. We'll
cover that one at the end, folks. That was our NXT review, and I think it's time we might as well just jump straight into new theme, new me,
new era,
new
set, unique from Raw's.
It's SmackDown. Okay, folks, it's Friday night. It's time for SmackDown Live. It used to be on Tuesday, but then I think it was on Friday before, though. No, wait. They used to film it on a Thursday and then release it. It's just SmackDown Live. SmackDown is we're off USA. We've moved. Fox Sports, baby, a real sports network.
I think, they did a cold opening where Vince and Stephanie came out. They welcomed us to the show, and then they played the video package with AC/DC and
a whole thing. There was a whole video package, of course.
I thought it would have been. They picked a not too well known AC/DC song. I thought it would have been hilarious if they picked TNT just to fuck with AEW.
'Cause I'm TNT.
That would have been good. And Dynamite.
That would have been good. Yeah.
But and of course, SmackDown, they had Pyro as well. That's not brand exclusive. And their stage was different. They had this little, I don't know what you call it, this little bracket thing set up, a little tunnel.
It's a huge stage, a little tunnel pieces. I was coming out from the entrance ramp, and they had huge vertical screens and lights instead of the normal horizontal stuff. Different show. So let's differentiate.
Yeah, and only a 2-man commentary team, just Michael Cole and Corey Graves. Two of the best in the WWE.
Oh, of course, two of the best in the business. I wonder why there isn't a third. Maybe they don't. Maybe they don't need a third.
Both Tom Phillips and Byron Saxton are just kind of, I don't know where they are.
I heard Tom Phillips is moving to NXT UK. That's what
So I would have
I
thought.
heard.
Like I thought they were like grooming him to be the new Raw guy.
I thought he was going to be the next Michael Cole.
Yeah, because Vic Joseph and Dio Madden, they're both pretty new. They're not as seasoned, I feel, as Tom Phillips is now, but whatever.
I really don't know. I really don't know. But
yeah. Anyways,
but we're
Cole
on,
and
but we're,
Graves.
but we're on SmackDown. Yeah, Michael Cole, Corey Graves.
We kick off the show with the man Becky Lynch. She's coming out here to cut a quick promo when King Corbin comes out and interrupts to say that he should be the one starting off the show. And Becky doesn't fear Corbin as he's coming in the ring, but then The Rock comes out to a huge pop.
If you smell. Oh, it's always going to be. I mean, I think he. When was the last time he was out in front of a WWE audience? Was it?
It's probably been. I think when that Fighting with My Family movie was around.
But that was, I think, like a dark thing. I don't think that was happening during the episode.
True, yeah. So it's been a good while. It's been a good while.
Possibly that WrestleMania match with Ronda Rousey. It's been a long fucking time.
Yeah. So he always gets that big one, and I love his theme song. Great theme song. Rock gets into the ring. Him and Becky do like a little secret handshake, and then he walks over to Corbin with his hand up for the high five, but give him the old whoop, just psych, and just walks past him, poses on the ropes. Great moment.
And then we just trash talk. We're just trash talking Corbin for the next little bit.
Get all the catchphrases. He calls Corbin a broke ass Burger King on crack. Corbin tries to give a rebuttal and steal the Rock's lines, but Rock's like, just because you're king of the ring doesn't make you a king. You 35-year-old virgin walking around at Comic-Con. Stuff like that. I think he called him STD at one point.
Tried to hit the crowd. Yeah. And then said, if you smell, and everyone went off. And then the beatdown.
They're talking about testicles, like The Rock says
bit.
Becky Lynch is the man. He doesn't walk around with testicles.
Something like that.
Becky's, if I did, they'd be bigger than yours, Corbin. And so there you go. Eventually, he gets hit. Becky and The Rock beat down Corbin. Rock hits the people's elbow in the rock bottom to make the crowd happy. And Becky stays in the ring because she's got a match coming up. But yeah, we got your Rock. We got your Rock appearance. He was advertised. There's a couple other guys that were advertised that didn't show up, which pissed off some of the paying fans.
Oh, really?
The Undertaker was advertised. Stone Cold was advertised.
Oh shit! I didn't even hear that.
Yeah,
that would suck. That would suck.
Yeah, so too bad for them. Yeah. But they did get 4 of the best women in the company. Becky Lynch,
the 4 horsewomen.
That's right.
As they're
Becky
known.
and Charlotte teaming up to take on Sasha and Bayley. Just a good match you'd expect from these two. These 4. Charlotte hits her big moonsault off the top rope to take them all out, and then she throws Bayley back into the ring, locks in the figure 8 to get the submission win. And
of course, all 4 of these women are competing in their various matches, and a couple days later at Hell in a Cell. So of course, and this was our big women's match on the SmackDown premiere. We'll see what happens. Draft starts next week, so we will see where these women end up.
Yeah. Then we get the Beast Slayer, Seth Rollins, coming out to the ring, but before he can say anything, the Firefly Funhouse pops up on the screen, and Bray says SmackDown's got a new home. He wants to introduce everyone, and all the puppets do their shtick. And Ramblin' Rabbit pops up dressed like Seth Rollins, but he wants to warn him to not get in the cell with the Fiend. It's not going to end well. So then Bray decides to script an impromptu cell match between Ramblin' Rabbit and Mercy the Buzzard. They're in a little red cage. And then, Mercy just rips some rabbit apart. So is that what we'll get on Hell in a Cell? We'll see.
We will see. Yeah. Will Seth Rollins be burnt down?
Or will he burn it down? I don't know.
Or will he burn it down? And after that, though, Rollins stays in the ring, and we do see Shinsuke Nakamura on the red brand.
Yeah. Or the blue brand.
Blue brand. That's what I meant. Take Seth Rollins. Right. Shinsuke Nakamura comes out for a quick little match against Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Yeah, Rollins, he's ready to hit the curb stomp, and then the lights start to shut down. So we all know it's the Fiend. Seth Rollins, he goes to leave up the ramp, but the Fiend catches him from behind and locks in that mandible claw. And then he throws Seth off the stage.
I was worried it was coming. Shinsuke was going to get it.
Yeah.
Oh God, no.
Not yet.
Not yet. Nobody is safe.
Nobody's safe from the Fiend. That's right.
Of course, that the haunting Bray Wyatt laughter fills the arena.
Yes. It just loops.
And yeah, this was great. This I felt like this was far better booked than this exact same, confrontation that we had on the Monday, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah, was that the one when Seth was just going, ah?
Yeah,
ah!
pretty much. Hell in a Cell is going to be fun. We gotta wait. We gotta wait for these two.
That was exactly all of our thoughts.
That's all of our thoughts, exactly. The ladder match, though.
Yes.
Also hotly anticipated. Kevin Owens, Shane McMahon. This is the contract in a briefcase.
Yeah.
Match.
So whoever wins, the other guy gets fired. They're gone.
This is a choose your own who gets fired match.
Yeah.
And you get it comes with a free pass to fire somebody or something. I'm not really too sure.
I think not just anyone. I think it's got to be your opponent.
Ladder match rules, though. Of course, these I think we saw these guys at Hell in a Cell last year, doing crazy.
I think it might have been 2 years ago.
2 years ago, doing crazy shit to each other, of course. But futures are at stake.
Yeah, there was a couple. I don't know if you saw. There was a couple sketchy spots with the ladder outside the ring where they just kind of let it fall into the barricade and nearly smoked some kid in the face.
Really?
The dad just kind of got up and was like, "Yo, what the fuck?"
Come on, guys. I didn't buy my kid ringside seats and to anticipate that he'd be hit by something in the ring.
Yeah. But then, of course, Shane O'Mac, he hits his big elbow drop off the top rope onto Owens through the announce table. Always a fun spot. And then later on, Owens, he lays a ladder across the ring apron in the barricade, rolls Shane on top of it. Then he hits a huge frog splash off the top, breaking Shane and the ladder. That was awesome.
That was a great spot. One thing, just, moving over to Fox Sports, one of these funny little production things is that Michael Cole was over-explaining everything.
Oh, just so the object of the match is to climb the ladder.
Yeah, and at one point he said something that just it was funny, almost pulled me out of it. But he said Shane McMahon setting up for his signature move, the coast to coast. And as soon as I heard him say that, I was like, no, this takes me out of it. Now you're just fucking, it's just, it was weird. Yeah. It was weird.
Stop mansplaining to me what's going on.
Michael Cole, you're mansplaining wrestling to me. All you have to do is have him set it up, say the words coast to coast, and I'll fucking get it because he goes from one side to the other. It took me out.
That's exactly what happened. He sets the ladder up.
Yeah.
He sets the ladder up in front of Owen's face. He hits the coast to coast. And then Shane climbs the ladder. He thinks he's got it. He's near the briefcase, but Owen grabs him and hits a powerbomb off the top onto another ladder that was laid out. And he climbs up and he grabs the briefcase to win the match and fire Shane O'Mac. So this was kind of like a
one last stunner before the end.
So he grabs the mic. He says, "Shane, you're fired." The era of Shane is over. They gave us a pay-per-view quality match on free TV. Lots of good fun spots.
And you know what? I feel as though Shane McMahon's matches over the last year, we had The Miz at Mania, and I think we had Kevin Owens before that. They're always going long. These Shane McMahon matches felt like they were overstayed their welcome. This one did not. It had its major spots that we needed. It ended on Shane taking a big bump. And it was the right finish. We can, Kevin Owens can move past this.
Yeah, basically he's been dragging him down the last 2 months, 3 months.
Exactly. And just the thought of next SmackDown. Do you think that the execs at SmackDown or the execs at Fox, of course they have a say in what the hell is going on. Do you think somebody was Vince, Mr. McMahon, we're really interested in moving SmackDown over to Friday nights. We have one condition. You got to get Shane McMahon off TV. It's like the guy's son is a wrestling fan. He's asking him so Timmy, what would you change about SmackDown? He's like, fucking Shane McMahon. He's like, okay, get him off.
And it's okay, well, put him on Raw. I'm like, no, he can't go on Raw either. My son watches Raw too.
Yo, it's gonna happen. That's gonna happen. Shane McMahon's gonna show up on Raw, and he's like, well, I was fired from SmackDown, but Not Monday nights. Oh my God.
Hopefully not, because they did stipulate he's fired from WWE.
Nobody tell Vince.
Unless he shows up on
tell
NXT.
Vince, please. Vince, if you know him and listen to this show, please do not mention that.
Nobody. Yeah, Vince doesn't listen. But Vince doesn't even know what a podcast is.
You just listen to it.
We get some 8-man tag match up next. We have The Miz and Braun Strowman and Heavy Machinery taking on Rude, Ziggler, Orton, and AJ Styles.
This was another one where they presented it like a sport. So, when people were coming down, they had, as you would if you were having
like
a spotlight. Exactly.
The
their heights, where they're from, this, that, the other. And what took it out for me was when it said for Braun Strowman's thing, it was weight, achievements. And then it said nickname, the Monster Among Men. And I was like, nah, it's so weird to think about it as a...
I've never heard anyone except for the commentary team calling that.
The Monster Among Men?
Yeah.
Or somebody...
I've heard them call them that, but no one actually says that. People chant "Get these hands," but no one's calling them
Monster Among Men. Monster Among Men. Monster Among Men.
That could be a new theme song.
It took me out because it's that same thing. It's you just think about that's what he's called, but to hear it explained to you as a nickname, because I feel like Braun Strowman is his nickname because his name is probably fucking Thomas.
Well, I mean, you could say that about nearly everyone.
You could say that about nearly every. Exactly. Just taking me out for a second. We do get this 8-man tag, but the best angle that it sets up. So. Of course, heavyweight champion Tyson Fury.
Yes, professional boxer. He's I guess I don't know too much about him in the mainstream. He's obviously not a Floyd Money Mayweather type of character.
No, he is a big old motherfucker from England.
He's a gypsy.
The gypsy king himself. Gypsy. He had
I don't trust him.
He had a huge match against another heavyweight named Deontay Wilder back in the winter, which actually...
A match or a fight?
Which, like a fight? It's a fight, I think.
I'm just messing.
Which ended in a draw, which was insane because this particular fight was supposed to, unify a bunch of belts. And then he also had
what the fuck now?
Exactly. And then he also had a fight not too long ago where he did win, even though he had a huge cut above his eye. This dude's the real deal. He also when dealing with some things in his personal life, and he put on 100 pounds, lost it all again. He's still this dude's badass. This dude's the real deal.
Well, yeah, and that was basically the point of this match was to set up that angle there because he was in the front row, and then him and Strowman kind of go at each other, taunting each other, and then he throws Ziggler into the thing at one point.
And knocks over him and his wife or something.
Yeah, so he gets all pissed off, and anyway, Strowman ends up hitting Ziggler with the power slam. He gets the win, and then I think doesn't Tyson Fury try to jump the rail or something?
Yeah, he jumps over, and security needs to separate them. It becomes a whole thing. You know what? This is great. I if nothing else, it was a great moment on SportsCenter. And
I think it's
for Fox, and of course we do hear later on in the weekend that coming up on that following Monday Night Raw, we will be getting a face-to-face. They will be talking about what the hell happened.
Yeah, and I think this all leads to a match between them at Crown Jewel.
Oh, sorry, wow,
no,
Survivor Series.
Crown Jewel. No, Crown Jewel. They're giving it to the Saudis.
Okay, well, that would be tough, right? I mean, it's hard to say. Tyson Fury has other boxing commitments, and whether it makes sense for him to go to certain countries, you never know. You know what I'm saying?
He just wants that money.
Well,
He wants that fuck money.
I'm excited for that. I'm excited for that little exchange they're gonna have on Raw because Tyson Fury's a great talker.
Oh yeah.
Yes, he is. He is a showman. He's a performance type. His entrances are always so over the top and so overdone. But yeah, he is. He's a lot of fun to watch. So let's keep our eyes tuned on that.
Yeah, I'm ready to give him a chance. So impress me.
Yeah, it's gonna be a one-off, no matter what it is. It's just gonna be one little thing, because he still has to box professionally. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, but speaking of one-offs, we then get some footage from earlier in the day of world-renowned DJ Marshmallow. Do you know this person?
I know that he wears a marshmallow hat.
Kind of, yeah. Do you know? He's actually got couple good songs I like. But
yeah, he's a DJ. I know.
Yeah, I mean every song is featuring an artist, so it's like, yeah, he does the music. Anyways, he's there. He's being interviewed backstage with Truth, and then Carmella comes running up saying, "We gotta go!" And then Otis comes in and frightens Marshmallow, who runs into Carmella, falls on top of her, and he gets the 3 count to become the new 24/7 champion. What? DJ Marshmallow.
DJ Marshmallow, following the amazing tradition.
Yes, the lineage of this title, but it did not last very long. As later on, Truth and Carmella would sneak up on him, allowing Carmella to roll up Marshmallow for the 3 count to regain her title. But yeah, there you go. Just getting the celeb angle in.
The little celeb angle. Yeah, you had to have it.
Yeah,
you had to have it. Another singles match though coming up next.
Yes, Roman Reigns versus Eric Rowan in a lumberjack match, the old classic. Just kind of back and forth match. Both men are down in the ring at one point when Luke Harper comes running out, but he's not an official lumberjack. So Daniel Bryan, who was on commentary, gets up and goes after him. And Roman Reigns has had enough of this bullshit, so he just does this big diving splash over the top rope onto the whole crowd. And then in the ring, Bryan hits Harper with the running knee. Roman hits Rowan with a spear, gets the win. Bryan offers Roman his hand, and then Reigns accepts. So a big pop from the
Gives him the big hug.
I think that was on the pay-per-view.
Oh, that was on the pay-per-view. Okay,
just spoiled it. I was trying to save it.
I spoiled the hug.
Yeah.
Sorry, folks. We'll edit that out. Don't worry.
Okay. Okay, you know what time it is now.
Main event time.
Main event. They've been pushing this match. Brock Lesnar's first television match in like 15 years.
Too long, if you ask me.
Yes, Kofi Kingston versus Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship. Brought to you by Pizza Hut Stuffed Cheez-It Pizza, who are bringing the SmackDown into SmackDown. I just had to remember that plug they did. It sounds stuffed Cheez-It pizza. Doesn't that sound gross?
So it's Cheez-Its stuffed into a pizza?
I don't know.
Oh, my God.
Americans, they'll do anything.
Those Americans will stuff anything into anything else and then just fucking hope for the best. Or
yeah. So anyways, Kofi and Brock, the bell rings. Kofi goes running at him, and there's Brock just catches him, tosses him up into the F5, and pins Kofi to win the WWE Championship in 9 seconds.
9 seconds. That's the official. Time.
That's what sources tell me.
You know, he jumped right into it.
He jumped
right into it. He gets the 1, 2, 3. Celebrate in the middle of the ring. He's holding the championship. Paul Heyman's there, and Rey Mysterio's music and graphic.
Wait, but before that, one of my favorite parts was when the camera cut to Mark Henry and Goldberg in the front row. And Mark Henry just had his jaw hanging wide open, like disbelief that they would job out his brother Kobe like that.
And Goldberg sat back with that face of like, I understand.
He's buddies with Lesnar, so he's like, yeah, cool.
Yeah, and I feel like Goldberg built a career off of 7-second matches. He built his whole legacy after like, yep. You do one move and that's it.
Yeah.
So we're mid-selly, and of course, Rey Mysterio's music and graphics start coming up on the Jumbotron.
Yeah. So we're like, what's going on? We remember that attack, and Rey comes coming out. But who's that with him? That's not Dominic.
No, that's not Dominic. That's former UFC heavyweight champion Cain Velasquez. Oh boy!
The man that defeated Brock Lesnar in the Octagon to win one of his UFC heavyweight titles.
That is correct. Of course, Cain Velasquez makes his way down to the ring. They do a little bit of a stare down, and then the beat down, down.
Lesnar was scared. Lesnar was selling for him. He was acting scared, and
he was selling. I've never seen him sell for a big guy.
I guess that's the history. Like, even though Lesnar's the bigger man, he's in a bit more better shape physically, but. Yeah, Velasquez, he comes down. He had a knee brace on, but he gets in the ring, and Lesnar goes at him, but he gets taken down, and he's still raining blows on him, and Lesnar rolls out and runs away. So Rey and Velasquez just kind of stand tall to end SmackDown. There's Your big surprise debut at the end.
Here's your big surprise. You know what? Okay, Kofi deserved a better conclusion to this title
I don't
reign.
get why they could have done all that stuff at the end and just let Kofi have a 10-minute match.
Even if we all
the Finn
knew,
Balor AJ matches were.
like we all knew Brock was going to win.
Yes, that was fine with me. Heyman spoiled it. We all knew. His spoilers always come true.
Setting that kind of like aside, this was exactly what they needed to do to bring interest to SmackDown.
Yeah, no, I like.
This was exactly the right choice for business. It's just like you could have given Kofi 7 minutes.
Yeah, because they made Kofi look like he had a strong run. He was beating everyone.
Exactly.
Yeah, let him put up a bit of a fight. Hit one, Trouble in Paradise, something. But
just one.
Yeah.
Just one.
But so unfortunate that Kofi had to get jobbed out a bit. But the result that we expected, and now. Apparently, Lesnar and Velasquez, that's also for Crown Jewel.
Crown Jewel.
So, Crown Jewel 2, they're trying to stack, which takes place on Halloween night. How appropriate.
Oh, really? So
Yes.
are we gonna have our Halloween match? Our pumpkins and stuffing match?
I don't think that's allowed in their country.
Yeah, I was about to say, because like spirits and shit, right? And the
macabre.
The macabre.
Yeah.
Okay, all that stuff.
Even though they're always dressed for Halloween, though. They got the costumes on every day.
Jesus Christ, Mike. As soon as you start making jokes like that, that means it's time that we need to take a break. But folks, you're gonna stick around. That was our. It's all kayfabe. Don't worry, folks. That was SmackDown, folks. We're gonna take a bit of a break. We're gonna come back because Hell in a Cell just happened.
Yeah, let's find
The
out.
cell was held, and we're gonna talk about exactly what those results were, folks. Stick around.
Let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, brother, yeah, let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, brother, yeah.
Folks, we're back. We're back on the show. It's the second half. The second half.
Yes, the teams have switched sides. We're ready to kick off. Second half.
Second half. So let's do that kick return, shall we? Sports,
exactly, yes.
Mike. Let's kick off the second half. We're gonna do things a bit different. We're gonna keep trivia for an hour. We're gonna push that a week, so you'll get that next show. But let's kick off the second half of the show with our tweet of the week. It's the tweet of the week. It's the tweet of the week. Tweet of the week. You know what, folks? I feel as though the tweet of the week is always jump back and forth between the Rand Man and I'll be honest, he was pretty. He almost won tweet of the week champion this week. However, today our tweet of the week champion is none other than Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan.
I'm giving Daniel Bryan the tweet of the week, folks. We like the tweets that often break the lines of kayfabe or reality or just two people chirping each other. However, yes. Daniel Bryan went the other way and just tweeted out #thank you Kofi for giving me one of my favorite career moments. Sad to see his reign end this way. I lost my first championship in 18 seconds. Came out more determined and angry.
Wow, what a heartwarming, nice tweet.
It was a very nice thing to say. Of course, there were a lot of other WWE tweets that came out that night. Also from people with the #thank you Kofi.
Yeah, I saw Kofi himself put out a little thing like, thank you for this overwhelming emotional support and all that. And yeah.
And you know what? And just like we were saying at the other half of the show, to see one of the top WrestleMania moments. So top. You could put that in the conversation.
One of the top, definitely. One of the top all-time title wins.
All-time title win moments WrestleMania, and just seeing it that way. Daniel Bryan, though, Daniel Bryan, who may hold one of the greatest WrestleMania title wins.
Yeah, Daniel Bryan. I don't hear too much of him on Twitter, so I guess he seems like the kind of guy that's only there to do positive things like this. So that's nice.
Exactly. So Daniel Bryan, you know what? You can win, and to everybody out there, you can win tweet of the week without saying something sinister, or mean, or just rude.
But sometimes it works.
But it will work if you really want to put yourself in a contention. That will work, folks. That was your tweet of the week champion, Daniel Bryan. Let's go.
Love it.
Let's go. Love it.
Go.
Yeah, let's move on. It's been like 2 weeks or something, so we haven't had a pay-per-view. But it's time because Hell in a Cell is back.
Yes, we gotta go to hell. They've got the red cage back. Second year with the red cage. Let's just jump right into the pre-show. There was only one match on there. Well, I guess we only knew like 4 matches going into this pay-per-view. So like,
yeah, I think as of when we last spoke on Thursday, I think there were 3 matches, and then everything else was just kind of put together.
Yeah, but one match we did kind of predict that this would probably be here and on the pre-show, which was Lacey Evans versus Natalya. Seen it a lot lately, but it was still a decent match. Both women just trying to work over the legs to set up for that sharpshooter. Eventually, Lacey goes for her beautiful moonsault, but Natty avoids it, and she locks in the sharpshooter, forcing Lacey to tap out. And then after the match, nasty Natty sucker punches Lacey. Terrible move. But yeah, so that was your only match. And then the other important thing that happened was backstage. Ali and Randy Orton just have a bit of a confrontation, so that sets up a match for them to have on the pay-per-view later. So
yeah,
that's all I got out of the pre-show.
All good stuff, and I'll be honest, I didn't even watch the pre-show.
Yeah, that's fine.
So
normally, you're not going to miss much.
Yeah, normally, right? But let's get on to the actual show itself. So we're kicking off with a Hell in a Cell match. We do have Becky Lynch.
So the set here was different than both Raw and SmackDown, wasn't it? It seemed like just the stage and the set and everything.
It was, and I can't remember picturing it, but it didn't have.
It was still like the same idea, yeah.
Because Raw did the little like entrance ramp on the side. SmackDown had a whole different look, and this one was kind of more between what the new Raw is and then what the old Raw was. Because it does make you wonder. Because I bet like. Does SmackDown the deal with Fox? Who pays for the set on a pay-per-view? Because if it's not being aired on USA or SmackDown, you would think maybe the WWE has to put on those productions themselves. It's really hard to say.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if this is just like the third permanent set. Like this will always be the pay-per-view set.
It's like the pay-per-view set, and then you have the Raw set, and we'll see.
In the good old days, they would build the brand new set for every single pay-per-view. It would have its own unique thing. They just have metal claws.
We'll see as the weeks go on exactly how they implement all the new tech. We're always on the cutting edge of the new AV tech here with the WWE.
And Pyro is back, of course. Have to keep mentioning. It's so much fun. Just the big boom to start the show gets everyone pumped.
It gets everyone pumped, right? You know.
Yeah.
Didn't we have Pyro? We had Pyro at SummerSlam.
We had Pyro. Remember, we had the return of Pyro.
And we just
it's like 10 seconds before the show, like, be warned, there will be
By
Pyro.
the way, fireworks are going off.
Everyone's like, whoa, Pyro. But, all right, and we did kick off with a bang, not just the Pyro. We kicked off with one of the biggest matches of the show. Becky Lynch defending her Raw Women's Championship against Sasha Banks inside the Hell in a Cell.
The hottest rivalry possibly going on in WWE right now.
So as before they could even start the match, they're lowering the cell, and then Sasha just goes and attacks Becky and beats her around. They go outside the cage for a little bit. She suplexes her onto the ramp, throws her into the cage. And eventually they get back in there. But Becky steals the chain from the referee that he was going to lock the cage with, and she just wraps it around her fist and starts punching Sasha with it.
Pummeling.
Pummeling Sasha. And then she goes and she locks the door herself. And then, of course, we get some chairs, some ladders. They weren't afraid to attack the head. They were just like slinging chairs at each other's faces.
There was a couple fun like setups.
Yeah, so
they also did a couple. They had like kendo sticks going through the corners.
Yeah,
and put a chair on top of it.
Yeah, so
Sasha could sit in the chair, and then Becky runs off the apron, big drop kick to the face. That was a couple little fun one. I kept thinking to myself, I'm trying to look at it, going like, is this chair gonna fall? Like they've secured this thing in there. That was
perfect. Yeah,
it was perfect.
Ingenuity. There was another spot where they just had the ladder like set up against the cage, and then Sasha hit a huge meteor onto Becky into the ladder. Looked vicious because Becky's neck just like bounced off the steel steps.
But I noticed they're not calling it a Meteora. They're calling it a double knee.
Yeah, but this is our show.
Of course, this is our show. I'm just saying, it is funny that people aren't taking you know.
I feel like it depends. Like they may not even know. If it was Mara or Ronaldo, I bet he would have called it a Meteora.
La Meteora.
Yeah. So
the Meteora, the knees attacking the throat. It's difficult to breathe.
And she was all about the Meteora, because we got another one where she sat Becky down in a chair and did the Meteor onto that, and then they had a table set up. We got a Meteora through a table. They were doing everything. We got a Bexploder into the cage. Sasha was getting all tossed around this whole match. Yeah, we already talked about those crazy spots. And then, so eventually, Sasha just starts throwing piles of chairs into the rings. Or there was one point where they had the chair set upside down so the legs were sticking up, and then Sasha's face got planted into that, and that looked really cool. But yeah, eventually we get the big pile of chairs. Sasha's on the ropes, and then Becky grabs her, hits the Bexploder off the top rope onto the pile of chairs, and then she locks in the disarmor to get the submission win over Sasha. And I thought this was an amazing match. The best women's match of the year for me.
I can't think of a better one right now.
Yeah.
Off the top of my head.
But, and this was I don't know if you ever saw the first Women's Hell in a Cell match, but this was way better than that.
I did not see it, but it was Sasha Bailey, right?
Sasha Charlotte.
Sasha Charlotte.
But it was still, it was okay, but I thought this was great. Very good. I wanted to see Sasha win, but she put on such a good performance that I didn't care. The match was amazing.
Yeah, I think this has shown us that Becky Lynch is the man in WWE right now. I don't think there is a single. If this match showed us nothing, I don't think there's a single person bigger than her right now in the business.
Yeah. She is what they wanted Roman Reigns to be.
She is what they wanted Roman. How the fuck did that happen?
It was natural. Like, they didn't want her, and then the crowd loved her. They're like, all right, fuck it, you can have her.
And this is going back because this was Survivor Series last year, so it was around this time last year that Becky Lynch was attacking Ronda Rousey.
Well, this was when she got her face broken.
Exactly. So it was about a year ago. So we've kind of done. She got hot right away, and then she was top of the company, and I think these past few months have really shown us that no, she is the company right now.
Yeah, and that's why I thought she was going to lose here and then go to SmackDown. I thought Fox might be like, we want Becky Lynch. We want that on the poster. We want that on the advertising.
You're right, but maybe her holding a title is more valuable than her.
Maybe USA came in and said, no, we want that.
Exactly, right? And Sasha Banks will do just fine. Like, she's had great matches lately. She will be fine.
Yeah, she put on. She was the. This was such a good match. They both worked hard.
But right after this, Becky Lynch isn't losing this title anytime soon.
No, if it wasn't, I thought she could hear it. If she didn't hear that. I think she could hold WrestleMania now. At
least until WrestleMania, and then why not more?
I think at some point Ronda Rousey's going to come back, and that's because we never got the singles match between Becky and Ronda, so that's a big match. That could even be a Mania main event rematch if you want it.
It's in the making. It's in the making. It's always there.
Yeah, but great opener, great match.
Fantastic opener. We do have. Let's move over to some tag action. We have this tornado tag match.
So I was shocked to see this as the second match. Like you only had 3 big matches, and you put the first 2 right to start. So,
yeah, out of the 3 matches that you announced, 2 of them are happening.
and since we know Bray and Seth is going last, that leaves like a huge gap in the middle. So I thought that was kind of weird, but yeah, tornado tag rules. So this was a fun match. No actual tagging has to take place. It's like the mode you want to play the video games.
That's the only video game mode to play.
So tornado tag, I think that also means no DQs. So
it's kind of know everything.
Steel steps were used. Eric Rowan rips off the barricade again and hits Reigns with it. They clear off the announce tables and they're ready to powerbomb Bryan through. But then Roman comes running in and spears Eric Rowan through a table. Bryan goes for a hurricane run off the top rope onto Harper, but then Harper catches him and gives him a big lifting, jumping powerbomb off the rope for a near fall. But Reigns gets back into the ring to help him. He hits a Superman punch. Bryan hits his running knee, and then Roman finishes it off with a spear. So him and Bryan get the win. And then after the match was the big angle where Roman goes to shake.
The big angle?
The big angle.
The big angle of the match.
Yeah, you spoiled it, but I wanted to. So Roman goes for the handshake, but Bryan refuses. And then he opens up his arms. The crowd's chanting yes, but Reigns is reluctant. He's like, come on, man. Then he hugs him to a big pop. They celebrate the win together.
How many times has that exact thing happened? Where Daniel Bryan's standing in the middle of the ring with his arms open for a hug, and he's like, no, man, come on, give me a hug.
Yeah.
And then we all start going, yes, yes, yes.
Definitely happened a handful of times.
So Daniel Bryan's back to being face man.
Yeah, seems like he's full on babyface, and yeah, I don't
Roman
know
Reigns
where.
along with him, you know.
Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna stick them together for a while, or if this is just like a friendly kinship.
Well, and again, Friday will be the first night of that draft, so we will get to see. Yeah, does Fox want Roman Reigns?
Yeah, so that's the thing that made me think, because I've seen a ton of advertising for Friday Night SmackDown, and the two main people featured were Roman Reigns and Becky Lynch, which is why I thought Becky might be going to SmackDown. But
shit.
Anyways,
yeah, we'll have to see.
And of course, Brock Lesnar is their champion, so that's a huge name.
Yeah, of course.
We'll see. I don't know, but next match. We have Randy Orton versus Ali, the match that was just announced earlier. The match was good. It was all right. Ali got to put up a decent fight. At one point, Randy Orton goes for the RKO, but Ali just like put his hands down and does a handstand to block it. Kind of unique. But in the end, he goes for his little somersault face buster, but Orton catches him mid-jump with the RKO for the win. So the Ran Man picking up an easy dub.
Easy W for that Ran Man, you know.
Yeah.
Mustafa Ali had a bad fucking bruise on his ribs. Did you see that?
No, I didn't notice that. No. Oh. How could you see his rib? Does it? I guess. Oh,
he had like this like just nasty gash on it. I don't know, but you know, for a match that was made 20 minutes before the show went to air, it was good.
Yeah, no, I had no complaints about it.
Let's get to another match we just made up 20 minutes ago.
Yes, we have Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross taking on the Kabuki Warriors for the women's tag titles. I like this.
The theme song's still terrible.
No, I didn't like the theme songs, but
it's like they don't even fade it in and out, like, you know, to get like the chorus of one song and then the verse of another song. They just arbitrarily like count to 10.
So
and then
bad.
Just,
so bad. There's so many more ways.
There's so many better ways. It's like I want to do my own edit, send it to Fit Finley.
You could do it in 5 minutes, it would be better.
It's probably fitfinley at WWE.com, right? So I just do my own edit, send it to Fit, be like, hey man, I don't want credit. Just please start using this. And then then we have a straight pipe to Fit Finley.
Yeah, right? That'd be cool.
That'd be pretty cool.
So this was kind of the official heel turn for Asuka and Kairi Sane. I like they were doing small things during the match, like the partner attacking behind the ref's back, pulling some hair, shit like that. But then, of course, the big moment comes when Bliss takes Kairi Sane outside of the ring, leaving Nikki and Asuka all alone. When all of a sudden, Asuka sprays out the green mist into Nikki's
green mist.
The classic, blinding and possibly poisoning her. So then she hits a big kick to the face and pins Nikki Cross to win the tag team titles. I love this finish. I haven't seen the green mist in years. But legends like the great Muta, Tajiri, the great Kabuki, who they are inspired the Kabuki Warriors' names. The green mist, I love it.
Yeah,
new champs.
It was pretty cool. I wonder what it is. But yeah, new champs. A title change for a match that we didn't even know was going to happen.
Yeah, a bit surprising, but I'm hoping that Bliss and Cross will still stay together. I'm not ready for them to split up yet.
And I'm glad the Kabuki Warriors are now in a spotlight. It sort of seems like we're putting this belt on anybody and then seeing what they can do with it. And Bliss Cross did something with it. You know?
Yeah, they've been on TV like every week for the last 2 months.
They took it to a place, but now we can have two grimy heels. And then a face team can come in, right? I mean, we haven't seen the Iconics in a long time, and I'm sure Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville would still like to be somewhere. Or maybe a team that we've never even thought of.
Yeah. I like it. I'm loving the mist. Green mist.
Love the mist, baby. Let's move on to some more. Let's move on to some more tag action.
Yes, we have the OC versus the Viking Raiders and a mystery partner who turns out to just be Braun Strowman.
Yeah, that wasn't much of a mystery. I could have put those together.
Yeah.
I could have put that together.
Yeah, okay. That's what I mean. This match, it was okay, but nothing you couldn't see on a Monday Night Raw. Eventually, the OC just ignore the tag rules, and all three men just beat down on Braun. So the ref calls for the DQ. But after the match, the baby faces, they get some revenge. They beat up the OC. Styles goes for a phenomenal forearm on Strowman, but he gets those hands in his face with a big knockout punch. So I loved AJ selling after this. I thought it was funny.
And AJ selling anything. AJ could sell ice to a polar bear. You know?
Oh, but yeah, no. So they're putting over that big knockout punch because Strowman's going to fight the boxer, Tyson Fury. So they're trying to, and then... yeah, so it was funny. AJ, he's all wobbly. He can't walk. And then Gallows is like, hey, man, you got punched in the face. Like, no, I didn't. What day is it?
Yeah, you can hear him talking.
Yeah. Like, no, I did not again. Like, AJ got knocked out.
Where are we?
That was funny. So it was fun. But, yeah, so there you go. Just putting over Strowman's strong right hand.
I love that, man. Even as a champion, even as one of the top dudes in the company, even as one of the top merch sellers that they have,
yeah,
AJ's still putting dudes over. He's putting bigger guys over.
him and Daniel Bryan they're bulletproof. They can play any role, do anything, and the crowd is always going to react.
Nothing. Yeah, I don't think Daniel Bryan could truly do any wrong. And same thing with AJ Styles. You know, it was so many years of wanting him that now that we have him, we don't want to boo him.
Yeah, and Vince himself said, he's like, God damn it, I wish I signed you 10 years ago.
Which I gave
After
you.
We only knew what he was missing out on. But.
Yeah, we all knew.
Yeah. Then we go backstage where the Street Profits are hanging out, doing their usual shtick. When Carmella and Truth come stumbling in, and then Tamina, remember her?
Nope.
Tamina Snuka comes in, and he rolls up Carmella from behind to become the new 24/7 champion. I think that's her first title ever. So she grabs the title and runs off, and we'll see what happens later.
Way to go, Tamina. Way to make it back on. Is that how you reintroduce somebody? Oh my God. Oh, you know what?
A certain level of character.
Well, you know what?
CM Punk's not coming back to win that title, you know?
Of course not. You know what I was just reminded of, unfortunately? I was like, why haven't I seen Tamina in so long? Because last time I saw Tamina...
Oh, Naya.
Which means maybe if we're seeing Tamina... I know wrestling's been so much fun for the last the women's
6 division
months.
Sasha's back. Becky's been ruling it. Charlotte, Bayley, Alexa, Nikki, Lacey, everything's been going so well without this.
And King Corbin.
Yeah. So another unannounced match, but it was a fine match. Doesn't quite have the heat of the King of the Ring finals. You know, it's hard to recapture that, but. The crowd was chanting STD and Burger King at Corbin, so...
Well, do you remember you and I were at a SmackDown where John Cena called Baron Corbin the dumpster fire?
Yeah, that got over pretty good, too.
And I do remember the couple weeks after that on SmackDown, everyone's just, dumpster fire. It's like, let's bring that one back. Let's call him dumpster.
Yeah, bring that one back.
STD
Burger
dumpster
King.
Fire, you know?
Yeah, Burger King's all right, too. Yeah.
You know, or the crack Burger King or whatever.
Yeah. But the crowd, they got into Gable by the end of the match. He hits his picture-perfect moonsault for a near fall. But eventually Corbin gets frustrated and he grabs his scepter to attack Gable with, but Chad ducks him and he rolls Corbin up for the win. And then the ring announcer says, "Your winner, Shorty Gable." And then, the commentary just played off as a botch. But I really hope that those Shorty G rumors don't come true.
And I broke those Shorty G rumors.
You were the broker.
I heard that they trademarked that name, Shorty G, Shorty Gable. Either way, it's bad. I think also Chad Gable referred to himself as Gable.
Yeah, so later on they did a backstage interview, and then Charlie was like, "Hey, blah blah blah," and he's like, "Yeah, you can call me Shorty. I don't care because I won." I really hope that they're not trying to transition him to Shorty Gable.
Yeah, I think they are.
Why can't he be?
Why can't we just keep names the way they are?
Yeah.
You know, they work, you know. Remember Andrade Cien Almas? Remember that guy?
I remember.
Well, what? Speaking of new segments, whatever happened to Andrade Cien Almas?
I forgot that you existed.
Yeah, I forgot that you existed.
He doesn't love it, doesn't hate it, it's just indifference. But we now introduce the foreign announced teams, and then that's the time when Truth and Carmella come running in, chasing Tamina, who grabs Funaki as a shield. But then Mella comes in and super kicks Tamina, and then tells Truth to cover her. So he does, becoming a 20-time 24/7 champion.
When R-Truth comes up in like the Karate Kid pose on Funaki. That was pretty funny, and I also love they did the same thing at SummerSlam, right? Remember Carmella and Truth like came running in, or like at the foreign announced team section. I love that this is just like their bag. Now they're like, we get pay-per-view time during during the announced team section. That's our area to fuck with them.
They don't have to take bumps.
They don't have to take a bump. Yeah, you just have to kind of fall over on each other.
That's it. All right, let's go to the.
Well, we're moving on though. Another one of these matches that was announced 20 minutes before the show went to air. Bayley taking on Charlotte Flair.
Yes, the SmackDown Women's Championship match. They gave him some more time here compared to the last one, where Bayley just cheated with that exposed turnbuckle. But she was trying to cheat again here. She's doing the little things like putting your feet on the ropes during the pin, get the extra leverage. But was not enough. Because Charlotte ends up getting the win with the figure 8 to become a 10-time women's champion.
10-time champion.
Yeah, she's going to have a 20 before it's all said and done.
Oh yeah. Oh, easy. She's going to hit that 17 mark, right? She's going to tie tie Ric Flair at 17 as per that graphic.
But it took him like decades.
She's only been here 4 years.
So yeah, they're really fast tracking that 16-17 title win.
And Bayley after the match did a little heel anger tantrum out there. You know what? I've said it once, and I said it. I like this match just because I like literally every single match Charlotte does. I don't know. And I was thinking about this.
The top Charlotte mark.
I mark huge over her talent. I do not know. She's just, I don't know, she's my Sasha Banks, or she's my, anytime I'm going to be entertained when she's in a match, and it's almost like I don't care how you book it. It's just like, fucking put her in a match, and it's probably going to be pretty good. And I think, of course, for Fox, it makes a lot of sense to have, they're going to have a Charlotte Flair type as their top, as the top of their women's division moving over to Friday nights. So I think that also is big, right? Bayley could return to the red brand, possibly. Yeah,
her and Sasha are both kind of up in the air now with where they're going to end up.
Kind of up in the air. So we will see. As Friday night, as the draft goes on. Folks, it's main event time,
we still know nothing about how it's going to work. Like, do they pick? Is it
absolutely? I think it's just going to be show up. It's going to be I think Fit Finlay is going to play a big role in the draft in so that Fit Finlay is going to press play, and then whoever's music plays is now on SmackDown.
If he accidentally hits the wrong song, too bad. You're switching.
Too bad. You're moving. Oops. You're moving over, baby.
Yeah.
Main event time, though. Let's get to this main event because, Mike, you and I were fortunate enough to see the Fiend for the very first time in action, right, against Finn Balor.
Yes.
This is the second time that the Fiend has made his presence known.
Yes. So this was a very, very hyped up match. We were all excited to see the Fiend.
Hyped up. It's a Hell in a Cell, the Universal Championship.
Everything red. We got the red title, the red cage, and evidently the red lighting.
I thought that was really cool.
I thought it was a really cool look, but I don't know if 17 minutes of it was the right decision.
Okay, I thought it looked.
It didn't hurt the match to me. It was a cool look. It was very unique, but I thought like if it was like a 3-minute squash, it might have been better.
Yeah, so I really liked it. I did hear that apparently people who are colorblind had a tough time seeing what the hell was going on.
Yeah, I could imagine that'd make things.
That's one thing that I just kind of I'm not sure how that kind of those colors are perceived, but I thought that was weird.
Yeah, but no, I thought it started off great. Like the Fiend, he had his amazing entrance. Like right off the bat, they made him look like an unstoppable monster. Like he was getting up from curb stomps, kicking out at one.
He took like 5 curb stomps and kicked out at one.
Like
Like,
at first, like he was like a super. He was like Jason Voorhees, just like a supernatural, just like which he should. He's like this monster. He's not a human.
He's not a human. He's the Fiend.
Yeah. So we get Seth Rollins brings a table in. We get a frog splash through a table. More curb stomps, but the Fiend keeps fighting.
Keeps getting up.
He hits the Sister Abigail for a big 2 count. And then he does his neck snap spot, which I think should be treated as a bigger deal. That should be like a finisher when he just grabs him and
Yeah,
he should be dead.
Cool. That'd be pretty cool.
He brings out a giant mallet at one point and is like
a comically large mallet.
Yeah.
Don't just say a big mallet. It
Wow.
it was like
I've seen
comedic.
bigger.
I've seen bigger mallets. You've seen bigger mallets? It was like one of the ones that you have at like a fair, you know, when you're trying to hit the thing and then
like the Joker, Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
So he nails Rollins in the stomach with that. Then Rollins, he hit like a dozen more curb stomp, and the crowd is just booing the shit out of him at this point. This is Rollins. I think he's getting into
now this is where
Roman Reigns territory.
This is where the match started to get a bit off. Yeah, the crowd turned on them as soon as that kind of
I don't think
happened.
they were turning on the match. I think they were turning on Bray. Like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Because like the Fiend was still looking strong. He kept kicking out. He kept getting up. So I was pumped. I'm like, okay, he's looking like a real fucking monster. Like he's looking stronger than Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns combined, kicking out all these curb stomps.
Yeah. So every single thing that Seth's doing on offense is being responded with a boo. Yeah.
So then Rollins, he's had enough. He goes and he grabs a chair and then he hits the down Bray Wyatt in the head, or at least they made it look like it. But Bray kicks out at 1 again. So Seth then goes and grabs a ladder. He puts the chair on top and starts smashing down the thing with the ladder, and the Fiend kicks out again. So then he grabs a toolbox, starts bashing his shit onto him. Everything's piled on.
They're bashing shit.
Just bashing him.
There's
They
more
were not afraid.
shit to bash.
Yeah. I thought it looked great. Like I thought the selling was good. Like it looked like he was actually.
Yeah, and a lot of the
bashing
metal,
him.
like you hit metal with metal, and it's gonna sound.
Yeah.
It's gonna
like
sound
the way
cool.
Bray pulled it. Yeah. So like fucking no afraid of headshots here. He's gone crazy, and then finally Seth, he goes and grabs a sledgehammer. He's ready to bash Wyatt's brains in, but the ref's pleading with him, "Don't do this! It's like you can kill the man. Is that who you are? Is that who you want to be, Seth?" So this ref,
He's pleading with him.
Pleading, but Rollins ignores him, and he just smashes the hammer down onto the weapon pile, crushing the Fiend's head. And the referee calls for the bell to stop the match. So that's where we're all getting pissed off, because that was fucking bullshit finish. It's a Hell in a Cell. There should be no, like, I don't think it was a DQ. I think it was a ref stoppage.
Okay, yeah. So of course, yeah. So that happens. The cell starts coming up. Fans don't really know what the fuck's going on, right? So this is where like the real booze sort of started. Of course, afterwards, Seth makes his way out or something like that. The Fiend obviously just fucking rises back up because he's okay. I think he hits Sister Abigail on the exposed. Outside concrete, and then I think he hits with the mandible claw, and then like a little blood packet or something. Because
Rollins started like coughing up blood. And
but at this point we're just like balls deep in AEW chants.
Oh yeah, the crowd's chanting AEW. They're chanting bullshit. We want refunds. I think
the
all they had to do.
So the official ending is that this was a no contest.
Yeah. So
it wasn't a DQ. Yeah, 2 years in a row. That's one thing.
2 years in a row, your main event. Like that makes me like if you bought a ticket to go see Hell in a Cell, your main event's ruined. 2 years in a row, no finish, no conclusion. Like why couldn't they? Everything that happened after the match, why couldn't the match just continue? The same finish. Bray gets up, he hits the claw, Seth coughs up blood, and that's how Bray wins. He looks like an animal.
And what gets me is that so Bray uses a comically large mallet like 10 minutes ago, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But then Seth just brings out the Triple H mallet, the one that Triple H has been using for decades, and then suddenly, like, that's the line. It seems really funny to me that in a match where against a monster, a supernatural monster. I'm gonna call him that, right? Bray, the Fiend is a monster, and the ref is here talking to Seth Rollins about sportsmanship. He's
I think it
telling
was more about he
he's
didn't want
telling
to see a
Seth like,
murder.
don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. This is a fucking monster. Why is the ref
He knows
the
there's a
point
man
of,
behind that mask. There's a real man behind that mask. The Fiend is just a disturbed character. You know, it's contact
all I'm
lenses.
saying but it's exactly, it follows that this is a Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah.
And,
I think it was more he's dead now. Let's stop the match because he's dead.
yeah,
I don't agree with it, of course, but
the small hammer.
I think like Bray used the hammer, but he only hit Seth in the belly, so it wasn't that.
Hit him in the belly.
In the belly. But no, I think the finish, don't ring the bell there. Let everything else play out the way it does. Bray rises from the dead. He hits the claw, and there's your finish. The crowd would have been super happy. Everything would have been nice. Because he looked invincible getting up from all that. I was fine with him no-selling some of that shit, because it just made him look like even more of a monster. But then they threw it all away with the finish.
Now, the only thing that I can picture of why you finish that match that way is that, like, fuck. It's almost like now you're writing something that's probably not going to fucking happen, right? As if Bray Wyatt didn't want to win the Universal Championship. He just wanted Seth Rollins to, go down the dark hole and let him in or something like.
I think that's part of it for sure.
But it seems like such a fucking cop out, just because
your main
it's
event.
a title match. It's
your main event.
We want Bray Wyatt to be champion, but Bray Wyatt has to want Bray Wyatt to be champion, or else this whole thing doesn't work.
Yeah.
You know what? Weird finish. Of course, you're gonna have to revive the Fiend somehow. I think if anybody can sell it through a story, I think Bray Wyatt is just that type of dude. Also, I think using the Firefly Funhouse, he could explain to us. If they could make it work, they could explain it to us. And I think Bray Wyatt could do that.
Yeah. No, at the end of the day, I think this match did no damage to the Fiend character, but Seth Rollins has been taken down now.
Yeah, and this is
fans are having enough. They're sick of if this is the shit. Rollins is going to be the new guy that won't lose, and hitting all those curb stomps.
And this is we haven't booed Seth in like a long time. I don't think I've ever booed Seth. I think I came back right around him and Triple H at WrestleMania. Where I think we were Team Seth because he was coming back from the injury, sticking up to the Authority, and then Dean turned on him, so we were all on Team Seth. Even when we were at SummerSlam, we were Team Seth, but then we were cheering for Brock, but then we were cheering for Seth because there was a title change. He won us over, So this is, weird territory for our, someone who's been consistently at the top of the company.
Yeah, so where they go from here is very intriguing.
Because Survivor Series still carries within it, like it's the champ v champ thing, right? It's like we're not.
Maybe depends how they want to do it.
How they actually want to do it.
Yeah. I guess. Yeah, because if they did do that, the Fiend versus Brock Lesnar, that'd be another hard match to book.
And so when is I guess you said Crown Jewel is Halloween, and then
Survivor Series is like 3 weeks after that, mid-November and November.
Oh, okay, mid-November. Oh, okay.
It'll still. So we're gonna have Crown Jewel, and then like a week after that, it'll be Full Gear, and then like 2 weeks after that, you'll get War Games and Survivor Series.
Full Gear, baby.
Yeah.
Full fucking
There's your
gear.
Schedule. There's your Hell in a Cell pay-per-view.
There's your Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, folks. Hope you had fun as time as we did watching it.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, at the end of the day, I'd say the women's cell match, that was my match
probably
of the night.
match of the night. Yeah, I agree.
I had fun with the main event, but yeah, just some questionable decisions with the finish. But yeah, I liked the weapons. I liked seeing some headshots. That was kind of crazy. They were going for, but yeah, at the end of the day, we just wanted Bray's champ, and we didn't get it.
Yeah, well, we'll get it. Don't worry.
We'll get it eventually. He's too hot. You can't ruin the character.
He's too hot. He's too hot. You got to give it to him.
Like, we got in 6 months. This is the only thing they've ever done that
I think I saw the Firefly Funhouse began in April.
April, yeah.
Believe
So
it or
there
not,
you go.
yeah.
That's pretty good. Yeah,
I did see the Fiend on the poster for Crown Jewel.
Okay.
So whether or not that means he'll be there, it is like the poster that was, I mean, at least just on the Wikipedia page. I'm not sure if it's WWE official, but
yeah, the poster for Hell in a Cell was great. Too bad that they.
Yeah, that was also nice. That was also a cool poster. Anyways, that was the pay-per-view, folks. This isn't poster talk. We're finished with that. I think we should just do one more thing, something we can do every week or every show, because, you know, every single show, consistency. It is
we have title match.
Pardon? Ooh.
The title match. It's the Wrestler of the Week title match.
Oh, that's pretty fun. Mike just said it. It's the Wrestler of the Week.
It's the Wrestler of the Week, of the week. Wrestler of the Week, of the week, of the week. The Wrestler of the Week, of the week, of the week. The Wrestler of the Week, of the week, of the week. The Wrestler of the Week.
It is.
Mike, so what? So out of, I guess this week's source material, we have the NXT to Hell in a Cell. Mike, who's your wrestler of the week?
My wrestler is the employer, the boss, Sasha Banks. Wrestler of the week. Great performance in that Hell in a Cell. Took a lot of good bumps. Gave a lot of big meteors herself and ladders, chairs, tables. I loved it. Great match, Sasha Banks.
Great match, Sasha. Mike, I'm taking my wrestler of the week. I'm taking their side, the man Becky Lynch. She impressed me more than she's ever impressed me, and I'm so behind her right now.
Yeah, the man's not slowing down anytime.
The man's not slowing down anytime soon, and I think I'm just realizing that. I'm like, okay, we're going to accept this because Becky Lynch.
And it's good though. Like she's not.
Of course.
It's not stale. It's not like the John Cena thing where like, oh, okay, no. But yeah, so there you go. The two best women of the night, of the match, of the week, Sasha and Becky. And there you have it, folks. That was our kind of like midweek show. I guess we're going to be coming out with another one to you guys because we still have Raw and AEW to cover coming up. So we gotta figure out the new show format and then keep rolling with it. Yeah, I'm guessing either a Thursday or Friday would probably be.
That'll have to be it.
Yeah.
That'll have to be it. You know what? You and I.
We don't have the days figured out, but we're gonna try and hit you with 2 shows a week from now on.
From now on, hopefully it'll be able to work, and y'all can keep listening.
Yes.
Okay.
We got a draft coming up next week, so let's see.
Draft. We should do our own draft.
A mock draft.
I'm
maybe,
SmackDown and you're Raw.
Okay, maybe this next episode.
Yeah, a mock draft. How would the fuck would we ever like potentially kind of guess that?
We can just we can limit it.
Is
just
there
take
like
5.
Is there like Yahoo Fantasy WWE? Like can we
I'm sure we
do
could
this, right?
find a format.
I'm
that
sure
we
could find some kind of fantasy draft format of.
Yeah. We'll look into that over the
We'll
next,
look into that too, folks.
At the very least, we could do our top 5 picks or something. Just
something like that. I think we could figure it out.
We'll have some fun. We'll have a little mini draft, a shoot draft.
So just a little shoot draft for you. It'll be great, folks. Remember, you can rate, review, like, and subscribe to the show. Apple Podcast, Spotify, Google Play, YouTube, all the things. We got more wrestling to watch, though, so I think it's about time that we wrap this up.
Yeah. Wrap it up. Put a bow on it.
Put a bow on it, folks. Okay, thanks for listening. We'll talk to you later.
A bow Dallas.